Today's Morning First Alert Weather Show is brought to you by Sam Bernstein Law.
Alrighty, good Thursday morning, Mid-Michigan. I'm First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro here with a look at your First Alert forecast. We're tracking some rainfall in the forecast that's expected to arrive as we go into the upcoming evening. That rain will be sticking with us for tonight and then eventually into tomorrow. While the rain does end somewhat early in the day, we're tracking some temperatures too, and you've probably already seen a little bit or heard about this online a little bit as well. We are definitely tracking some 50s for our area for late tonight and tomorrow morning. Now the 50s will be very short-lived, but it is still something that we are expecting to see in our area here. So certainly very warm for this time of year. I'll actually go ahead and take a live look real quick out at Birch Run. This is I-75. This is right at exit 136. So the fog from earlier this morning has been clearing out of our area too. And take a look at that, actually a decent amount of sunshine right now in Birch Run too. So a nice break from all the cloudy and wet and gloomy conditions from the last couple of days. We'll be able to hold on to the sun for a few more hours here this morning, but cloud coverage is on the way for the afternoon, and that cloud coverage is what's going to eventually lead up to that rainfall. But it looks great out there right now, and we already have a temperature of about 39 degrees in the Bay region too. We should easily make our way into the low 40s by lunchtime today, so even warmer than it was yesterday already. But let's go ahead and go over to our forecast. So this is what we're tracking for the rain for this evening and tonight. So it should arrive at about 7 o'clock this evening. We expect between 1/4 and 3/4 of an inch of rain. And we actually could have a couple of weak thunderstorms tonight as well. I want to make it clear we're not expecting any severe weather for tonight, but it is very much possible that we do have a couple of thunderstorms moving into our area. Because of that, that's why we have raised the upper limit of those rain totals a little bit more. So previously we had 1/2 of an inch, and now we have that 3/4 inch mark. And take a look at this too, and I'm showing this just because it's pretty interesting to talk about, especially at this time of year. So usually we're showing you this map in May or June or July, definitely usually not in January. But there is just a general thunder chance for Mid-Michigan for tonight that the Storm Prediction Center is highlighting, and that chance is actually for the entire lower peninsula. They do have a marginal risk for severe storms that comes up towards the Chicagoland area and then up to about the state line here. So again, just want to make it clear that the marginal risk is not for the TV5 viewing area, and we aren't really expecting that to move farther north than where it's at right now, but still very much possible that we do have a couple of weak thunderstorms tonight. Certainly could hear a little bit of thunder, so that'll be pretty interesting, especially given that New Year's Day was just a week ago. But take a look at this here. First alert hour by hour as we head towards about 11 o'clock, and I'll even bump this up towards about noon today. The fog leaving, but we have the cloud coverage starting to arrive from the west, and that's all ahead of the rain. So we'll fast forward this a little bit more. This is 7 o'clock this upcoming evening. This rain is starting to move in. Now we should see this rain initially arriving near Clare, Mount Pleasant, Alma, and Ithaca, and then eventually closer to Midland, Bay City, Saginaw, and Flint at about the start of the 8 o'clock hour. But until this rain arrives, very, very quiet day, very quiet afternoon until then. So if you do have any errands to run for today, you can leave the rain gear at home for right now, as long as you know that you'll be home before 7 o'clock this evening. The rain will continue for the rest of the evening and into tonight. That's at about 10 o'clock this evening, and then even fast forwarding towards about midnight too. Notice this is where we have some of those heavier pockets of rainfall moving into Mid-Michigan. So with those heavier pockets of rain moving in, that is where we are going to see that chance for a little bit of thunder as well. Again, with the thunder and with any sort of weak thunderstorms, we don't expect anything severe out of this, but again, just something that's very uncommon for this time of year. Right here on your screen, again, just that reminder, that's at about midnight for tonight. Going forward through the rest of the night here, we are going to see the rain starting to slow down a little bit, especially by about 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So as you're heading out the door for the bus stops and the morning drive, most of the rain should already have stopped falling, but of course we'll have a lot of wet roads as we start off the day tomorrow, and then eventually just a few sort of follow-up lingering rain showers towards the mid to late morning, but pretty much afternoon tomorrow we should see any sort of rain or snow, any sort of precipitation from the system to be completely out of here. So the afternoon will be completely dry for us. Now with this here, we do have a bunch of warm air coming in with the system. So we're, again, already warming up pretty quickly as of right now. We have temps that are just starting to eclipse about 39 to 40 degrees. Here's our future temperatures at about 3 this afternoon. We're tracking mid to upper 40s across mid-Michigan, and we'll actually really only briefly settle down to the low 40s this evening, and then we'll just continue to get warmer through the night. So by midnight, we'll have the same temps as this afternoon, if not even slightly warmer, and we will continue to head up into the 50s for tomorrow morning. So you're heading out the door tomorrow, say at 6 o'clock to head into work. It'll be in the low to mid 50s, anywhere from 50 to about 55 degrees. But then when you're heading home from work in the afternoon, it will be nearly 20 degrees colder than that. So very large temperature change for tomorrow. So again, we'll hold on to those 50s pretty early. Even by lunchtime tomorrow, temps will be falling out of the 40s and into the 30s. And then again, we'll just steadily fall into the mid 30s as we go over the course of the afternoon. Just some context here as far as normal temperatures go for this time of year. Typically, the average high today would be 30 for Saginaw and Flint, and then it would be about 27 in Houghton Lake. So the temps that we're expecting tomorrow and the averages tomorrow, pretty close to these numbers too. This does mean that for today and for tomorrow, we're pretty much anywhere in the range of 15 to 25 degrees above average. So definitely a very warm day that we have ahead of us for today. And then of course, a very warm start to the day for tomorrow once most of that rainfall moves through our area. Now behind the system into the weekend, we will be staying cooler, and then for the upcoming weekend, we also do have some chances for snow showers, especially on Saturday. That's a system we've been talking about a little bit here, but starting to see a few new trends with that as well. So that is something that I do want to touch on here in the forecast as well. We'll take a quick break though, and when we come back from the break, we'll talk some of those details for Saturday's snow showers. Alrighty, welcome back from that break. So after the rain for this evening and tonight, we are going to be tracking some snow showers this weekend, especially on Saturday. So that's the day this weekend where we do have a slightly better chance for some snow. So let's go ahead and break this down in the forecast here. And I do have the first alert hour by hour on loop for Saturday. So these snow showers should start up around midday on Saturday, right around noon. So before that, we'll actually start off with dry weather on Saturday morning. These snow showers will move through on more of a scattered basis as we go over the afternoon and even throughout the dinner time frame on Saturday. I see these snow showers coming in from southwest Michigan. So this is another low pressure system passing through. It is a little bit more unorganized this time around. But one of the key things that we've seen with this chance of snow showers on Saturday is the fact that this system has continued to shift a little bit more to the south. So it's been taking more rainfall out of our area and really out of almost the lower peninsula as a whole. So with that, I still, at least right now, wouldn't rule out possibly a couple of rain showers around Flint, especially at the start of that snow on Saturday. However, with the snowfall continuing to shift south a little more, pretty much at this point, the majority of our area is expected to see just snow. So the rain chances are somewhat minimal as of this point. And with the snow showers as well, accumulations are expected to be somewhat on the lower end for our area too. And actually perfect timing. I see Craig in the comments here asking how much snow. With the system right now, and again, we'll continue to iron these numbers out a little bit more. This is only looking to be about a 1 or 2 inch snowfall. So nothing too significant with those totals. Definitely something very manageable for us here in mid-Michigan. And given that it is on a Saturday too, we're not going to be really in the heart of rush hour or anything like that on Saturday. So while the snow showers will be here, it's again not expected to be something very heavy by any means. Again, just about a 1 or 2 inch snow. So that's where things are currently standing for right now in regard to Saturday. But really, again, that key takeaway for Saturday, that system has been shifting south a little bit more, so at this point we're pretty much going to see snow across our entire area outside of some brief rainfall near the Flint area. And from there we will actually continue to cool down a little bit more into next week, especially starting around Wednesday next week as well. Take a look at this in the 7-day forecast. So in the 7-day here, we do have a high of 29 on Sunday, and will briefly rebound to about 34 and then 36 on Monday and Tuesday, but the long-term trends are still suggesting that more 20s will be on the way, especially for the second half of next week. That'll be kicked off with a pattern change around Wednesday. We should have another system moving through around that time, and the trends here have been suggesting that we'll turn a little bit colder in the forecast around then. So the 40s today and the 50s tomorrow morning. Definitely not something normal, and definitely not something that should be lasting long term here in the forecast. We'll cool down again by the weekend, and then even later next week we'll pretty much be back to typical January fare once again with those temperatures. But in the forecast here, really that's kind of the nuts and bolts of everything for right now. So again, really the big focus as of today is going to be that rain that moves in for tonight, along with the warmer weather that we have for today and for tomorrow morning. But coming up later on today at 2 o'clock, First Alert meteorologist Stone Schaefer will be here with another look at the forecast, another look at tonight's rain as well, and also a few more details regarding Saturday's snow showers. So he'll be on all of these same streaming platforms again, coming up at 2 this afternoon. So until then, we hope that you have a great rest of your Thursday morning. Enjoy the sun and enjoy some of the milder temps as well. Be sure to tune in again at 2 o'clock.